Do you want to set the res on fire? Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Andrea, and for today's video I thought I'd talk about the 10 things I learned during my freshman year at U of T. I think it's pretty safe to say that freshman year has been the most transformative year of my life, so I'm very excited to share these things with you guys. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, first, say yes to everything. Of course, I don't mean literally like, oh, Andrea, do you want to set the res on fire? Yes! No, that's not what I mean. What I mean is that there are so many opportunities out there, and it is really easy to get scared or intimidated just because you feel like you're not good enough or you don't feel like you're smart enough. But just say yes. When opportunities are presented to you, even if you're scared at first, saying yes may lead you to so many things. It may even lead you to something that isn't that opportunity, but lead you to actually meeting new people, and from meeting those people, maybe you're going to discover something new and find other groups and find other clubs to join. Don't not pursue something because you're scared. Just do it. The next thing I want to talk about is time management is key. In university, you cannot get away with studying the night before a test. I personally learned this the hard way. During first semester, I was part of the tennis team, and we weren't allowed to bring our school stuff to any of the games, and this meant that I was playing tennis from super early in the morning to super late at night, and I just wouldn't be able to study. And by the time I got home, I was just so tired. But I remember this one time I had a tournament on the weekend. It was from Friday to Sunday, and I had 2 days to study after that until my first bio midterm. And I thought, hey, 2 days, that is so much time. I'm gonna do so well on this test, because in high school, 2 days to study for a test is plenty of time. But boy, I was wrong. University really focuses more on understanding and not just spitting out a bunch of facts. So you really have to analyze the questions and pull all the material that you memorized and connect the dots between them, and then with that, answer the questions. So when it came to that test, I definitely lacked a fundamental understanding of everything that I had learned because I had simply memorized it, and that was just not good enough. And I definitely would have had a much better understanding of all the content if I had time managed myself better and not left everything until the last 2 days to study. But I guess in a way that made me really start time managing myself better. So in the end, me not doing that well on that test was a blessing in disguise. So yeah, time management is key, and try your best not to procrastinate during university. The next thing is you don't need to buy your textbooks. I guess it really depends on the kind of learner you are, but looking back, I feel like I wasted a substantial amount of money on textbooks. After my first class at the beginning of each semester, I went to the bookstore and I bought all the textbooks I needed, and I spent hundreds of dollars, and then a couple days later someone would literally just send me the PDF that they had found online, and there I had a free textbook. But I'd already opened the textbooks that I bought, so I just wasted hundreds of dollars. I have no idea how everyone knew to look online for their textbooks, but that thought just never occurred to me, which is why I bought my textbooks. But personally, even once I had gotten the PDFs, I still studied for my textbook just because I don't like looking at a screen for that long. But was spending hundreds of dollars really worth not looking at a screen? Also, the textbooks are huge and they're super heavy and they hurt your back. If I could turn back the clock, I would probably not buy all of these textbooks right away and instead just use the online PDF versions that are free and see if I could study well off of them. And if I could, then that would be awesome. Then I would just save money. But if I couldn't, then buy the hard copies. Next, being sick in university sucks. It is like no sickness you have ever had. I usually only get sick about once a year, but in university I got sick so many times, and it was legit the worst thing ever. I remember I had a fever once and I was shivering like crazy. I could barely hold my toothbrush. I literally dropped it when I was holding it, and I just started bawling, and I'm not really sure why I did, but I guess this feeling of being super overwhelmed and scared, and I guess being sick for the first time without having my parents there was just scary for me. I guess the main takeaway is that taking care of your body in university is harder than it seems. And it's very easy to just forget about your health and not really think about it. So it's very important that you always remind yourself that you need to be getting enough sleep, eating well, and exercising. Next, don't skip your classes. Once you start skipping classes, you just enter this snowball effect and you just keep on skipping classes. During first semester, after my second chem midterm until the final, I barely went to any of my 9 a.m. lectures for chem. And I just had this really terrible mindset where I would tell myself that, oh, I'm skipping my class, it's fine, I'll just study it tonight. myself. It's easy. I'll just read the textbook. Once I started doing that, I used that excuse many more times. And when second semester came along, I wanted to change that up. I legit never skipped a single class unless I was sick. And first of all, my results were way better. And I realized, what is the point in being at university if you're just going to skip your classes? It is literally a lose-lose situation for you, because you are paying to be there and you're not going. And now you have to work harder to study everything on your own, which could have been taught to you by a very experienced professor who you were paying to receive the lesson from. So yeah, go to your classes and do not skip them. Next, people steal. This came as kind of a shock for me personally, just because I came from a school where no one stole and no one ever locked any of their lockers, because that was just the kind of environment that our school had. But university is different, and there's so many people out there that you just never know. Many of my friends have had things stolen. For example, I was with my friend at a frat party once, and her purse was literally in front of her body, and somehow someone stole the phone from her purse without her even realizing. So yeah, people are sneaky. Be careful with your stuff. Next, make friends in your classes. During my second semester, I had a different group of friends that I sat with during each of my classes, and this made me look forward to my classes so much. Being surrounded by a group of people I really liked just made me really look forward to that class. So on days where I was really tired and I was thinking, oh, I don't want to go to class, then I'd be like, no! I need to see this person because I miss them and I want to sit with them and I want to chat with them. Obviously after class, not when the prof is speaking. But yeah, it would just be that little extra motivating factor to get me excited for class. Next, study with people. This may really depend on what kind of person you are, but I really think that studying with other people helps. You just have to make sure that the people you're studying with actually have a desire to study, because you would be very surprised at the amount of people who go out to study but actually use it as a hangout. The reason why I think studying with other people helps so much is because in first semester, whenever I had a big test coming up, I would study alone. I would literally just go into a room or go to a library by myself, because in my head, that's what I thought worked best for me. Keyword thought. I had experiences in the past where I would go and study with people and I just got nothing done. So I thought, maybe I'm the kind of person that needs to study alone. And I just had this idea that studying with other people was super unproductive. That was completely wrong, and I discovered that in second semester. I thought, hey, you know what? I'm gonna give studying with people another try. And I got so much done in comparison to studying alone. I just had to make sure that I was studying with the right people. I find that there are just certain people that you study with better. It doesn't matter if you're super close with them or just becoming friends with them. I think just with some people, your studying aura just meshes better. Of course, I love studying with all my friends, but there are just some people that when you see them across from you, you just want to do anything but study. But there are other people and you see them across from you and you just get so motivated to study. And I find that just seeing your friends working in your peripheral vision just makes you so motivated and really gets you in the zone and really motivates you to work as hard as them. Next, take breaks. Sometimes I get caught up in this headspace that all I need to do is study, and study. For example, one time I had a math midterm coming up and I'd been studying the whole entire day and I had intramural volleyball that night. Just for 1 hour. And at first I was like, nah, I can't go. 1 hour is a lot and I need to keep studying. I should skip it. But my friend convinced me and I went to volleyball and I had a lot of fun for that 1 hour. And after volleyball, I simply went back to studying and it was just so productive. It was much more productive than when I had been studying before volleyball. So that just showed me how important breaks are. And during second semester, I definitely took a lot more breaks when I was studying and my marks were way better in second semester. So I think that was very much correlated. Last, you are at university to have fun too. Remember that your time at university are going to be some of the best years of your lives, and obviously make sure you're staying on top of your studies, but make sure you go out and have fun too, because at the end of the day, when you look back at your time in university, those are the moments you're really going to remember. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm glad I could share these things and enlighten you with the things I learned during my freshman year, and I will see you in my next video. Ciao!